yeah, he said something about it, and I don't know what can I do? You know, oh man, sorry, man. You know, it's kind of tough. You know, like we all want to be out there and getting reps, but hey, that's what training camp and football is all about. You know, sometimes these things happen. Sometimes you got to deal with them, and it is what it is.
Pick it up out of here. Major update in the last update that we gave with Shedeur Sanders. Obviously, as we talked about, he didn't get any reps at all due to an oblique injury. He has had an MRI, and tests came out to say that wow. Can I speak? An oblique strain. So nothing major, but something that is going to require him to be day-to-day. He's not going to practice tomorrow, sadly. And then the Eagles versus the Eagles game, pretty unlikely to play in that game as well. So today, we're going to speak about that. I know we kind of talked about the ramifications. I think this is just going to be a quicker video. We do have 2 videos from 2 Super Bowl champions and how they feel about not just the Shedeur situation, but also the little conversation I showed you on the last video. And then we actually have some video showing Shedeur, in fact, is straining, and he's pointing it out. It's not some mystical injury or anything like that. I know we were skeptical. And at the end, we're going to get to that because, you know, people are acting crazy. People are pretending like people being skeptical of the Browns of all teams is crazy. But let's not do that. Let's hop right into it. And where I want to start is, like I said, officially with this ruling, right? Now, this theoretically means that Dillon Gabriel is going to get the start, and you're only going to have Tyler Huntley and Dillon Gabriel healthy out there. And I assume, which is kind of crazy because when it happened with Shedeur, it was all crispy. What? Y'all got 2 quarterbacks. Do the same thing y'all did with Shedeur and Tyler Huntley. Give Dillon Gabriel a nice chunk of reps, the full half, and going into the third, and let Tyler Huntley get some last-minute burn and clean up the game and bring the third stringers home. Or third and fourth stringers home, okay? We also have to talk about, we do have an update on Luke Floria. We'll get to that. But we also have an update on Luke Floria. And actually, before we do, I didn't mean to do that. Before we do that, let's actually, I just want this behind me as I talk about it. What's it called? So, yeah, man, you're gonna have a lot of quarterbacks hurt right now. And I want to speak about this because, you know, we've made, you know, videos. Oh, and that's a Luke Floria tweet. We made videos about this, and it's like, man, how unprecedented. I remember coming into this, you know, having 4 quarterbacks coming into the season, right? And at this point, it seemed like the Browns didn't have enough quarterbacks, right? Because everybody on the quarterback, except for the 40-year-old Joe Flacco. Now, I do want to be fair because we keep saying that it's funny to say that the old man Joe Flacco hasn't got hurt. But at the same time, he consistently gets like the least amount of reps too. So like he don't really get the amounts of reps. And you can even see from the last quarterback tracker, right? He's consistently, I mean, what's it called? How many reps did he get? I mean, he got 13 reps, which is I know that might seem comparable to Kenny Pickett with 6, but he's technically injured, so he shouldn't get that many reps. Hey, they are really giving Tyler Huntley some here damn reps, man. 4, that boy threw the ball 4 times. Anyway, so to speak on this and what it means in totality, right? I think it's crazy that one, like I said, them having 4 quarterbacks just wasn't enough. We came in calling them crazy for having 4 quarterbacks. It seems like they need 9 to have everything squared away for preseason. And I've said this in a few other videos. I said this when Dillon Gabriel came up with a hamstring injury. And I was like, yo, when you have, and y'all can correct me, any professional, anybody who's actually been a part of teams, but from what I understand, when you have the same injury in the same team, like same team unit, right, occur, and then not on top of that, Luke Floria, which we're going to talk about, we have an update on him. You start to, can you not question either the training staff or maybe the strength and conditioning or what the coach is doing? I have to wonder. I mean, as Darryl Ritter points out, right, quarterback competition is a mass unit. Injuries derailing whatever plans the organization has. Joe Flacco in bubble wrap, but healthy. Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel nursing hamstring injuries. Now Shedeur Sanders injuries oblique. Tyler Huntley probably has to mop up Saturday. He's definitely gonna have to come in and save the day and bring the 4th stringers home. Just bring it home, Big Hunt. Bring it home, Big Snoop. Shout out to Snoop Huntley, by the way. Love Tyler Huntley. UCLA. He's the guy, you know what I'm saying? I thought he was going to be a beast, but, you know, journeyman and getting paid to be a quarterback is probably not the best, not the worst job in the world. Anyway, But yeah, there needs to be conversation as much as, you know, we've talked about, hey, this person needs to stay healthy, that person needs to stay healthy. Shedeur, hey, I think he needs to stay healthy too. I don't think it's good to have the strain. Now, I do think the strain, as he talked about, it was more of the team saying, hey, let's shut you down and get ready, because he was going to get a bunch of reps. And then here, oblique is a little different. That's, you know, I don't know if he got hit or maybe that's like plus throwing too much. I don't know. But, you know, as we could see, oh yeah, because we can't talk about it without showing you this. That'd be crazy. As you can see, you know, you can kind of see he's a little, you know, sand first, and then as it keeps going, you know, it's a clear, yeah, it's a clear pain. And watch it. This is fun. Look at this. Look at this. David Njoku was like, David Njoku said, I don't know nothing about that. I got rocks for abs. David Njoku looks like a Greek god. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry. Pause. He said, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. Get out my face, rookie. Ugh. Oh my goodness. I can't play that, dog. I can't play that. Can't play that music. But yeah, so this is the footage of him. And oh dang, it looked like he kind of dropped down a little bit there. So he was clearly visibly uncomfortable. And this is what Joe Flacco had to say about the situation.
Yeah, he said something about it, and I don't know what can I do? You know, oh man, sorry man. You know, it's kind of tough. You know, like we all want to be out there and getting reps, but hey, that's what training camp and football is all about. You know, sometimes these things happen, sometimes you got to deal with them, and it is what it is.
Hey, I know for sure, and you know me, I'm usually on the young guy side, clearly, because, you know, I'm not the oldest guy in the room. I'm usually on the young guy side, even people younger than me, right? I'll be like, let the youngsters get their thing off. I do see Joe Flacco at the beginning. He's like, what do you want me to do, dog? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've as someone who's played football, I know what that is. Like, dog, shut up. I don't want to hear about your injury. I know Joe Flacco from back in them Ravens days that he was playing with Ed Reed and them. Hey, he's seen people snap back. So I will say, that's 1 point against the Youngs. All right. Shout out to Joe Felicity. He said, I seen crazier than that. Get out of here, you young whippersnapper. Nobody care about your belly hurting. That's what he said. That's not what I said. No, Joe Flacco being a good joke. And we're going to come back to this Jalen Hurts situation because he's going to talk about what he said. But like I was saying, there does need to be a conversation. You know, when this many people happen, you have 3 hamstrings for notable players. I mean, do you count Luke Floria as notable? I count him as notable. He had the hamstring problem. Now, again, his was that catch. But then 2 quarterbacks with hamstring problems. Now you have 3 quarterbacks that are hurt. All the young quarterbacks are hurt, right? And these are quarterbacks that, you know, if I'm not mistaken, I think Jalen Gabriel had a injury early on in his UCF career, and I think he missed some time, a good chunk of time. But these are 2 players who are not injury prone, right? With I don't think Shedeur missed any time. Y'all fact. I don't even think, because I think I've heard Deion Sanders say that. I don't think he's missed any real time. Now he's missed like halves of games and stuff like that, and come out for bang bang plays or whatever. But for actually like missing a game, I don't think he's done that specifically in his collegiate career. So I think it's important to point that out, that both of these young guys are what's it called? They're real deal warriors. So it's interesting to see both of them now deal with injuries. But moving on and moving forward, right? What does this mean? We talked about this a little bit in the other video, and I think the good news is, look, it's not that serious, right? He's gonna be out for a few days. He should be back in action when it's coming to go next week. It's bad. Obviously, he's gonna miss some reps. But again, like I stated, and I get he's a 5th round pick. Maybe he should be treated a little different. Maybe he should be, you know, wanting these reps a little more, right? But in all reality, I mean, did he not show you a lot? Like, I want to be fair. I don't think that Shedeur showed you he could start an NFL game, right? But I do think he showed you that when given the opportunity, he can make something happen and he can be an NFL level player. He can play in the NFL. Doesn't mean he's a starter, right? Doesn't mean he's the top tier. I'm not saying all that. But right now, we've seen that. I have not seen that from Jalen Gabriel. I have not seen that from Kenny Pickett. So all this, try to spin it as, well, he's a 5th rounder, he's missing out on reps. No, I think it's important that Dylan Gabriel gets the same opportunity. Like, are we being fair or not? Or what y'all wanted to do was Dylan Gabriel go out there, and it might not have been with the ones, but go out there, maybe against the one defense, maybe against the two defense. But whoever he goes out with the starters, and then Shedeur comes in with the 3s and 4s in the second half. That's what y'all wanted, right? That was what earlier was reported, was that Shedeur. Sorry, I'm wrong. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm right. I'm still sorry. Kevin Stefanski just talks in backwards talk. He says Shedeur Sanders is going to start if Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett aren't hurt or are hurt. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I have to presume that means if Dylan Gabriel is healthy, which nobody wants to tell us. Dylan Gabriel didn't tell us. Obviously, that's none of his business to tell us. Shout out to him. Good answers in the other video. So we don't know. We got to hope. I assume Dylan Gabriel is going to be able to start. I think it's going to be an interesting situation, though. And y'all know me. I am not anti-Dylan Gabriel. I think Dylan Gabriel is going to make it even more interesting. I think he's going to spin the ball a little bit. I think he's going to use his wheels a little bit. I think he's going to find a way to make some electric plays happen. Look, we can't sit here in one breath, crown or give praise to Shedeur, which we love doing, and not acknowledge that Dylan Gabriel, right? Shedeur has the record for highest completion percentage in college football. Dylan Gabriel has the record for most touchdowns in I believe FBS. So I mean, you gotta chunk it up to him. These are both historical players at the college football level. So I'm excited to see it. But let's see what really is. Look, there's been a lot made of Dylan. There's been a lot made of him being that guy. I want to see it. If it's good, it's good, because like I want to end it with, right? Like I want to end it with, and I'll let y'all watch this as I yap, right? This tweet, and y'all know I bring this up a lot, or this, Twitter up a lot. They do a podcast, great stuff. The TikToks are amazing. The Dogs, a Cleveland Browns podcast, y'all's TikTok format, I'm stealing it. It's so clean. They got like a little bar where their text comes. I'm like, oh, that's genius. It's like camera here, text here in a little bar, and then right here, whatever media they're talking about. I'm like, why not think of that? Anyway, in all seriousness, let's read this. Gotta love all the, and again, great unbiased Cleveland Browns podcast. Gotta love all the condescending people on social media acting like we don't have valid reasons to question the regime that just went 3-14 and tried DTR on the field as the best option to win. Now, first of all, shout out to DTR. I like DTR. But in all seriousness, I don't know, and I'm not gonna get too deep into it because I got in with somebody on Twitter. All right, shout out to the Browns fans. We don't get along on Twitter, okay? But I still respect you. I think y'all been through a lot, and I think y'all deserve a lot, okay? I want to say this though. We have to stop pretending, because everybody. Oh, you think an NFL team would draft 2 quarterbacks and they don't have a plan? You really think? And I'm so tired of people saying that an NFL team would set up somebody or do this or they. Do you know that NFL teams usually do what's best for them? Well, I'm sorry, for the last 2 fucking decades of proof that we have of the Browns doing exactly the opposite of positive things to win. Don't they have the record for 2 of the worst fucking seasons ever? Like in NFL history? Somebody fact check me. I remember at one point there was like 2-14. Y'all know what y'all did to Joe Thomas? He didn't deserve that. What? And the nerve to be like, the Browns clearly know what they're doing at quarterback. Like for how many decades? They've clearly been getting that right. Go ahead. The infamous all-pro Cleveland Browns quarterback. His name is the perennial all-pro franchise saver, a playoff winner. Oh, sorry, he's a Ram. The last person. Am I right? Am I wrong? I really don't care. While I'm wearing a Browns hat. While while I'm wearing a Browns hat is crazy. But I like y'all. I like Browns fans. I like y'all got a real, you know what I'm saying? Y'all really thug it out. Y'all not no fair weather fans. Y'all see, I'm a Texans fan. I've been through some. All right, it's been a little shorter. It's been a shorter. You know what I'm saying? It's not been as long of a. You feel me? So y'all got more tenure in this suffering game. Okay, but I don't like the fact that y'all try to act like, how dare people think that the Cleveland Browns don't know what the fuck they're doing at quarterback. That's par for the course. What? We assumed y'all didn't know. Ever since y'all signed the Predator. Anyway, we're not gonna get into it. As a Texans fan, I definitely shouldn't say anything. All right, let's wrap this up. With Jalen Hurts, he's got some quote that's gonna make you feel like you don't work hard enough and love Jesus enough. Man, look how handsome he is. This is a problem. This is an issue. Talk to me.
Yeah, I keep the conversation intimate. We had a very lengthy conversation. He came to me and just wanted to talk. And, I'm always there, as I said earlier, giving my perspective on what I see and how I've gone about things. And ultimately, it takes a great deal of patience and hard work and a sense of resilience. You gotta run it. You gotta run it. So I'm supporting him from where I am, and I wish him nothing but the best for this opportunity.
Again, it sounds so good. The dude's handsome. He's a Super Bowl champion. His lady's gorgeous. Like, I don't know what you want. You know what I'm saying? Now my lady is pretty good. My lady she that one step above. You know what I mean? She over there. That's the only thing I got on you, Mr. Hurts. Everything else, I'm sorry. He's handsome. He's the Super Bowl champion. He's great. Your lady's phenomenal, but my lady is just that much. You feel me? You feel me? We want to get into that, Mr. Hurts, because if he blinks, he probably could still. Anyway, please, Mr. Hurts, don't. But thank you for sharing some wisdom with Mr. Shedeur Sanders. Appreciate Shedeur Sanders for reaching out, spending some time, right? If you're going to be humble yourself, why not learn from the greats? He's been asking Myles Garrett stuff, David Njoku, now Jalen Hurts, and it seems like nobody is not a fountain for Shedeur to absorb information of. So I like to see that. I wish Shedeur the best. I'm happy that the oblique injury is just something minor. I hope the Browns don't use this as a reason to waive cut or slide him and keep him right at that number 4. Shout out to Dylan Gabriel. I really hope he balls out, and so they can get Dylan. I mean, can he pick it up out of here? They call me the Browns' favorite Texans fan. That's what they call me in the streets. I'm gonna do this with the hat on straight. I forgot to give y'all an update on Luke Floria. Okay, so we previously talked about Luke Floria, Kent State product. He's from the land, right? Someone who has great connections with Shedeur, even great connections with Dylan Gabriel, made that great one-handed jammy in the preseason debut for Mr. 12. The Browns waived wide receiver Luke Floria from injured reserve. Now, what this means, because I was scared when I read that. I was like, what happened? I thought he was I know they waived him and they're waiting for him to clear. But here it is. Here's the update. This will be an injury settlement that will allow him to return to Cleveland after a certain period of time. Unclear exactly how long that will be, as it depends on the size of the settlement, right? So I guess they give him a little bread because he was injured while, and give him, allow him to recover XYZ away from the team, but they still want him to be a part of the team. Yeah, come back when you're good. That's super dope to hear. At first, I was scared because I thought that was like, oh no. Believe it or not, I haven't followed this closely with like undrafted free agents. So I was like, what does that exactly mean? So I'm learning those small little intricate things just with you. But that's a little bit from Luke Floria. I appreciate y'all. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, subscribe if you like football videos of all shapes, sizes, forms, and fashion. How long do you think Shedeur Sanders until he's back? Let me know down below in the comments. Continue to be great. If you watched this far, you're the best of the business, man. Appreciate you. Peace.